Welcome back, everyone, to our career mode series of NASCAR Heat 3. So we have now reached championship weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. And now the burning question left unanswered at the end of our previous video is, did we make it to the Final Four in both the trucks as well as the Xfinity cars? Now we know we made it to the Final Four, the Championship 4 in the trucks because of our victory in the previous round. However, there was a lot left to be decided as we were going to simulate the Phoenix race in the Xfinity Series, and we already know we were right on the cut line of making it or not making it to the Final Four. And I can now report that after simulating the Phoenix race, we did not make it to the Final Four. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the season status, and we won't look at the playoff grid because we already know that we did not make it in the Xfinity cars, but did make it in the trucks. Instead, what I want to look at is our number of wins from each series. So we had 4 wins in the trucks for the season. We flip over, we had 1 win in the Monster Energy Cup Series, but of course points don't mean anything to us there, at least not yet anyway. And then in the Xfinity cars, we had 5 wins, which was more than any other driver. So overall, I'd say we had quite a bit of fun. We got some wins, we had some really good races, and in the Xfinity Series, our last couple of races before Phoenix were not all that good. We ran just fine, but we had some bad luck. We had things that just simply didn't go our way, and so that is very refreshing to see that making it to the Final Four isn't a given. There are things we can do in the career mode to make it very difficult for ourselves, such as adjusting the setups to take speed out of the car, which is something we do quite a bit, and also simply simulating races, because we already know from past experience that whenever we simulate finishes, we never get top 10s. We don't get victories and top 5s and that kind of thing whenever we simulate races, even when we're in top-notch equipment. What we end up getting is usually 12th to 15th, somewhere in that range if you're in a good car, sometimes a little bit worse than that. And in fact, at Phoenix, we actually got worse than that. We came home, I believe it was 17th in that particular race, and that ended up not being enough to get us into the Championship 4. So what that means now, as we come back out to the main screen, is that Homestead Miami in the Truck Series for the championship will in all likelihood be our final non-cup race in the career mode of NASCAR Heat 3. We are fast approaching the release of NASCAR Heat 4, so for the remainder of our time here in the career mode of NASCAR Heat 3, we are going to focus on the cup cars and race at some different tracks and hopefully have an opportunity to race for a championship. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and click on next race, and we need to get our cars prepared, or our truck prepared, for this particular event. Now, it won't matter about any other chassis other than the one we choose for this race, because I'm not going to be running the Xfinity or the Truck Series in following seasons. So let's go ahead and adjust our work plan, and we'll go ahead and choose. I mean, obviously we've got bay number 2 is already ready to go, so we'll go ahead and get bay number 1 all set, just in case we decide to come back at some point before the release of NASCAR Heat 4 and run some more truck events. But there you go. All of our employees are assigned. Let's go ahead and start the work plan. And now you can see that both bays 1 and 2 are fully stocked and ready to go. These trucks are the best we can get them. Now we just need to pair that with a setup that will make it challenging for us to win or try to finish top 3 or top 5 at the race. So there's a lot on the line for us at Homestead. Let's head to the track. All right, folks, it is race time here at Homestead. So the Championship 4, the highest finishing of the Championship 4 will come home with the championship. And there you can see our number 99 Love's Tundra is in the rear. 25% race against the maximum difficulty AI. Let's see how it goes. As always, we're trying to pair a setup as well as a length of race that makes it difficult for us to win this championship. We got a lot of trucks to pass. We'll try to get up to speed here. You can see stage number 1, only 6 laps. All right, nice run off the corner. We'll see if we can pass some cars down the back. Now, they generally don't use the bottom at this track, so they generally give us about a lane or two to use all to ourselves on the bottom. So we'll see how much ground we can make up as these guys are 2 and 3 wide in front of us here early in the race. So our goal, as always, is to make up as many positions in stage 1 as we can to set ourselves up with a great restart for stage 2. And then, of course, eventually, we want to get to the front and have a chance to win this thing. All right, so they're 3 wide in front of us. I'm actually going to back out of this a little bit.
Still there.
No reason to press our luck too much. Let these guys thin out a little bit, at least get back to side by side.
Still there.
All right, so we're into the top 20 now. And again, back out of it way early, as Jennifer Jo Cobb was right down there with us.
Careful now. Still there.
You could probably see on the right-hand side of the screen there, the AI don't like being 3 wide, particularly at certain spots on the track. So they get really twitchy. So I want to make sure I give them as much room as I can so that we don't get involved in a wreck.
Careful now. Still there. Top lane straight here. Use it if you need it. Top lane straight. Car on the outside now. Outside.
All right, once again,
All right, now you're clear.
3 wide. Oh, look out. They're going to be a wreck. These guys are trying hard to wreck. I'll give them that.
All right, careful now. Still
Thankfully for us, they have not gotten it done yet, because that is the worst thing for us.
there. Clear all around.
All right, we're coming up to, I believe this is 2 to go.
Outside. Couple more turns.
Yes, 2 laps to go in stage number 1, and we're looking good. We're in 11th position.
Clear all around.
In fact, we are close enough now that we can see the leader at the very front of the pack. Also important here is remembering that if we end the stage in an even numbered position, then we'll start on the outside. Odd number positions, we'll start on the inside lane, which is very important for us because getting to the bottom will keep us out of any issues with the AI, at least as much as we can possibly guarantee our safety from the AI and having any potential collisions. All right, so now we're up to 7th and final couple of corners. 41's got a nice run on us. I'm going to give him plenty of room off the corner. And okay, thankfully for us, we are going to start on the bottom for this restart. We made it all the way up to 7th. Now, the stage points here mean absolutely nothing for us. As the championship 4, it's all about where you finish the race. And no reason to pit. 28 laps remaining in the race, and we've got plenty of fuel to do that. Tires, of course, are a non-issue. All right, so here we go. Let's get stage 2 started, and let's see if we can get to the front. We've made it this far this quickly. Let's see if in this next stage, which is probably 6 or 7 laps, let's see. Okay, 7 laps here in stage 2.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Still there. Outside, outside.
Oh, look out. Apparently we were 3 wide right there.
Got a car up top. Got a car high now.
All right, so we're just going to pull down out of the way and let these guys go on by for the time being. We'll get our momentum back, and we'll try to get back up to where we were. Another great reason to be on the bottom right there. Otherwise, we'd have been probably squeezed up into the wall or close to it there.
Still there. Stay low. Still there. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Still not sure if we're 3 wide, so I'm going to pretend we are.
Still there. All right, clear outside.
All right, there we go. Back up to 10th. So we're still a few positions behind where we were at the restart, but that's okay. That is certainly not the end of the world. We've got plenty of time. Oh, they are 3 wide there. I did not realize that. So there's opportunities in every corner for us to get involved in a wreck if I'm not paying attention, because our spotter's certainly not going to do us any favors. All right, back up to 7th position, and there you can see on our outside, there is Nemechek, who is in the top 4 or the championship 4 for this race. Now we're up into the top 5 as we're about halfway through stage number 2. So things are going pretty good. Little hiccup there at the start of stage 2, but other than that, a pretty clean race for us anyway. Looks like for some of the AI, they were pretty frisky.
Careful, still there.
All right, 3 laps remaining.
Clear high, clear high.
See if we can make this pass and get ourselves onto the podium. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the leaderboard now to show, if you're looking at the standings on the leaderboard, the blue around your position indicates that you are in the final 4, the championship 4 for this race. And the case right now is that we are sitting in 3rd as the leader of the final 4, and then John Hunter Nemechek is actually in 5th, so he would be 2nd place among those running for the championship. So as of right now, we don't really have to get to the lead and win the race in order to win the championship, but of course, we're racers and we want to win. That's always the goal, regardless of whether or not it's a requirement. So we'll keep our eyes out for John Hunter, who is not far behind us. He's only 7/10 behind us, so that is certainly not a huge lead that we have. All right, now he moves up into 4th position right behind us, which means that he will be the one directly in our mirror. All right, let's get rid of the leaderboard for a moment as we are coming off of turn 4 to end stage number 2. And so far, our speed looks to be really good. We're able to get to the front as we're now sitting in 3rd, but it doesn't look like we have dominating speed. So I'm really happy with the setup that we have going right now. I think it has worked out well. So 20 laps remaining, and we have plenty of fuel. Tires are a non-issue. So let's go ahead and advance on to the 3rd and final stage. Once again, we'll be on the bottom, which is great. Oh, look at this. Before we even get control, we're going to be on the very bottom. And we're going to start 3 wide, it looks like. So once again, our goal here will be to stay out of the way.
Still there.
We're going to keep to the bottom, and if that ends up with us in the lead, then that's great. Otherwise, I just hope we make it through here in one piece.
Still there.
All right, you see these guys are going to have a great run, lots of momentum running higher on the track.
Clear all around.
All right, there you see the 8 truck, who I'm going to give him plenty of room, who are running for the championship. So the main battle we have going on right now is with the 8 truck, as well as any of the other championship 4 that managed to get up to the front of the field. Let's once again take a look at the leaderboard. And yeah, there we go. You can see that Johnny Sauter has now made his way up. In fact, he's trying to get to our inside right now.
Hold your line.
All right, we're going to have the momentum on him on the straightaway
Now you're clear.
from the higher line in the corner. Wow, Stuart Friesen all over the place in the corner. All right, spotter is telling me clear. I can't imagine that's actually true because I cannot see Johnny Sauter. There he is. I was going to say, I can't see him, which means he's probably right next to us. All right, so John Hunter apparently has slipped out, at least momentarily, of the top 5. And you can see right above his name, Championship 4 written above Johnny Sauter. So that makes it very easy for us to identify who we are racing for this championship. And again, we've got some good speed here, but it doesn't look like we've got enough to really get up and take control of this race. We're going to have to work really hard for this. See if we can catch up to Johnny Sauter and ultimately make that pass. You can see we're hitting basically like the rev limiter at the end of the straightaway. So interesting choice of gearing that I made for this race. I actually thought we'd be slower, so we would need a little bit more gear, and apparently that is not the case. All right, we are right here with him now, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the leaderboard off so we can see how many laps left. 12 laps remaining. You can see he is moving around quite a bit, just as Stuart Friesen did in the lead. Starts off very high in the corner, but brings it down the track almost in a blocking maneuver mid-corner. Now he's going to start low. He's going to slide it up the track. And let's see if he stays there, or nope, he's going to bring it right back down a little bit. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to deal with that. We don't want any contact. So let's see if we can get to his inside mid-corner. That's going to take away one of his lanes to come down. But you can see, if you look in our rearview mirror, he came down the track anyway. Trying to side draft us a little bit in the corner, take some of that side force off. Don't think that actually happens in the game, but in real life, that's what would happen. But here, he doesn't have quite the speed for us in the corner. We'll take the lead with 10 laps remaining. All right, so now that we've gotten to the lead, we know one other driver in the championship for Johnny Sauter, who is actually in the top 5. And for right now, he is the only one. So as things start to wind down in this race, it looks like Johnny Sauter is the guy that we're going to be racing for this championship. John Hunter Nemechek was up there at one point, but seems to have fallen back to at least 6th position. Johnny Sauter remains firmly in 3rd, and it looks like he's going to be spending a little time racing Ben Rhodes for 2nd place. But right now for us, clean track ahead. No lap traffic to deal with right now. And we'll see as the laps wind down if that continues to be the case. A little bit shorter race here, and certainly a shorter stage. So I'm not sure we're actually going to get into any lap traffic, even seeing any in front of us. We probably need a much longer green flag run in order to have to deal with any of that. But we'll see. All right, Johnny Sauter is now falling back a little bit more. 7 laps to go. He's now 1.2 seconds behind us. And it seems like each lap we're picking up 2 or 3 tenths on him. Sometimes a little less, sometimes more. So now this has me thinking, all right, what is this going to be like? What is this race going to be like when we get to NASCAR Heat 4? We know there's a lot of changes to the AI that we've already seen, and it's been talked about in the articles about AI running different lanes. It's already been talked about the aggression, how the AI block and do not want to give up their position, or do not want to just ride behind, as we've seen so often in previous titles, including NASCAR Heat 3. So it's going to be interesting is, how are we going to have to approach the career mode in NASCAR Heat 4? So these are all the the types of questions and excitement that really generates for me for NASCAR Heat 4 as we're getting ever closer. A lot of unknowns there as, of course, we don't know all of the changes that have been made to the game. We only know the ones that are released and at the time they're released. So we've still got about a month, maybe a little bit less at this point, before release, because I can't remember the exact date, but I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around the 12th or the 13th of September for release, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right, you can see Johnny Sauter has fallen 3.4 seconds behind, and for him, more importantly, he's now back to 5th instead of 3rd. So he's going to have quite a bit of work to do in these final few laps if he wants to run for a championship. So 3 laps remaining. And basically, we've just got it on cruise control right now. Hopefully, I don't forget to look ahead at the track, because most of my time and effort right now is spent focusing on NASCAR Heat 4 and just thinking about the ways that this race could go differently with the different AI behavior. And of course, we also don't know how the cars are going to handle. I've seen mention in one of the recent articles about how the handling is different. You can feel the 4 corners as opposed to the sort of a pole, a single axis in the middle of the car around which the car rotates. And it sounds like that is gone. So lots of unknowns. And of course, that generates a lot of excitement for me because I like what I'm hearing for NASCAR Heat 4. We'll just have to see how everything comes to fruition.
White flag, come on, dig.
All right, here we go. We don't need that leaderboard anymore. We are on the white flag lap. And nobody is in our windshield. Nobody is in our mirror right now. We have pulled out to quite a lead, which is a little surprising to me. I thought we would have speed to get close to the front, maybe to the front. Certainly didn't appear as though we were going to have speed to pull away. But sure enough, that's what's going to happen as we will finish off Homestead as the champion.
Great job, driver.
And that's something you never get tired of saying. All right, we will not be doing a burnout. Just not really my style. Not something that appeals to me. While guys are doing a burnout, I'm always thinking, what is that doing to the motor and the drivetrain and all that kind of thing? So all the stresses it adds along there. As a driver, you spend all of your time trying to take care of your equipment until you win, and then you get to burn it down. So just something that I have not gotten accustomed to. We'll bring home a nice chunk of change. It's interesting that our merch payout is now almost equal to the amount we get for winning the race at Homestead. So not that far off, really, when you think about it. So our bank total will be $6.5 million, almost $6.6 million. Very nice. We know we needed about 4.5 in order to start our own cup team. But there we go. Let's just take a moment and savor our championship. Claudius definitely seems to be excited. I'm not sure how he's standing up on with the window net still up, so that's interesting. We're pulling off a bit of trickery there. Confetti, once again, not sticking to the car, so hey, we got a lot going on. We got some nice camera work being done here on the right by our crew member, who is standing dangerously close to the pyrotechnics. All right, that is quite a view to end on. So on that note, we will move our way through the race results. So it's always nice to win the championship and the race at the same time. We've had it in the past where we finished second or third and still won the championship. You never expect for that to happen. You always expect to have to win to get the championship, but Now, here's one question I do have. We know we made some good money. We talked about the merch payout, but we finished first, won the truck championship, and only gained 176 fans. Ouch. That, I mean, you would think the truck series would be more popular than that. But I guess that is what we'll have to deal with. We did get an incentive contract for the one victory. And of course, why not go for that victory? That's what we need for the championship. And let's see, Harrison Burton, you are the truck champion. Congratulations. I'm not going to lie, I really wish it were me, but you had an amazing season. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Mr. Burton. 20 lifetime wins, totally amazing. Okay, I did not know we had 20 wins during this particular playthrough. All right, very nice. Admittedly, I have not been keeping up with it. All right, Josh Rayom, that was great. A good clean race at Homestead, Miami, and an amazing win by Claudius. Thank you very much, sir, driving the 33 truck. All right, let's exit that. And of course, now we're going to move on to the Xfinity cars, which we are not going to run, which will bring us forward into, let's see where we finish. Ooh, 20th. Ouch, that is no good at all. The money's very nice, $120,000, and we pick up a ton of fans. Remember how many fans we got for winning the championship and the race in the trucks? It was like 180 something. 4,200, almost 4,300 fans for finishing 20th in the Xfinity race. So a huge disparity there. But 20th place, ouch, that is no good. So that will be our final race. Certainly not the note we wanted to go out on with Joe Gibbs. Not good at all. Let's see, we're going to skip by the video messages. Stephen Light, my best friend in the whole world. Such a great, clean, and professional driver. Let's see. There we go. Daniel Hemrick not happy with us. You can see he's on the upset side of the scale. You think it's okay to put me in the wall? Not cool. Not cool at all. All right, we'll go ahead and apologize to him. He's still going to be upset at us, but not quite as bad. Tyler Reddick. It's always nice to hear Tyler Reddick talk about somebody driving out of control or wild. Homestead, Miami might be tough, but that's no excuse for how you drove it. All right, so somehow we were able to apologize to him, and he forgot about the whole thing. He's now maxed out on the friend side of things. Brandon Jones, our teammate, by the way. I've had nothing but clean races with my best friend Claudius. Well, except for today. I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. Ouch. Luckily, he's still our friend and nothing damaged there. So Daniel Hemrick, not overly excited about our run at Homestead, but other than that, it seems like everybody was okay at the end of the day. So now season 4 is finished. And as I mentioned, in all likelihood, this will be the last time we'll run any Xfinity or truck races in NASCAR Heat 3. So now when we come back next time, it's time to move over to the Cup Series. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And stay tuned as we will continue our career mode series of NASCAR Heat 3.